What up, what up, what up? It's your man, Philly Nate. Welcome back. Look, I know I've been on a little hiatus, okay? But now your man is back, okay? So welcome to the Weekend Lyft. This week, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 10 Uber facts that I seen from this website called Mojo, okay? And what we're going to do is talk about that from the driver's side, so stay tuned. Last year, if you go back in my videos, you'll see that I was crazy with the picks. I picked my boys Villanova and they won, but this year my picks was crappy, okay? So let's not talk about that. Let's get on to the reason why you're here. The 10 facts about Uber, okay? I made sure I wrote them down. I'm not driving, so that's why my seatbelt isn't on, okay? So I know y'all concerned about your boy, okay? First one is, what is Uber, okay? Uber is a driving platform, okay? It's a driving platform. It's a platform that hooks up drivers and passengers, okay? You got people that need to get from point A to point B. And how do they get in contact with each other? They get in contact with each other through Uber or Lyft. So it's a driving platform. It's an app, okay? That's it. Wrapped up in 20 seconds or 10 seconds, something like that. Next one is, who came up with Uber? Who came up with Uber as a driver? Who cares? Nah, I'm just playing. Now who cares? Canadian dude, American dude. I know that's a simplistic way of putting it, but they were in the business into doing startups, okay? And they got together. If you actually want to know their names, then Google it, man. But they got together and they made this platform, okay? So big up to them for making that platform that's putting a lot of money in people's pockets and giving a lot of people who I was driving one time. No, I was a passenger one time, and I was in a passenger with this guy, man, and it was sad because he was driving Uber, but the guy had an MBA, okay? The guy had an MBA, but because of he was from another country, and he had a very accent, he had a heavy accent. I'm not saying that this is the reason per se, okay? But this is what he said, that the reason why he couldn't get a job is because of his heavy accent. This is what he said. Look, I know that there's plenty of successful folks out there who have heavy accents with or without an MBA, okay? But this is what he said. Uber or Lyft gave him an opportunity to make money for his family, okay? And that's what Uber or Lyft has done, because a lot of people, when you go into cabs, you do see that they tend to be foreigners, okay? Some of them don't have the money for that mulligan. Some people don't have the money for that to become cabs. So, yeah. Okay, how much is Uber worth? Uber's, I mean, just think about it. People are out here with their own cars, their own insurance, blah, 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 and they're taking the risk of driving people around, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, okay? But people are out here taking on the risk, and Uber is basically getting 20% of that, 20-25% of that, something like that. Uber or Lyft is getting 20-25% of it, okay? So it's like Uber and Lyft and the driver are partners, okay? They're partners. And people know in a partnership, sometimes it's not always 50-50. So it's not always where, okay, we get this money and we split it in half. No, Uber has a platform. So without that platform, what would people be doing? They would be hacking, okay? That's what they would do. And for those of you who don't know what hacking is, let me explain it to you. When I first moved to Baltimore, I used to live in Baltimore, like 10, 12 years back. When I first moved to Baltimore, what happened is I was driving and people was doing this, like this. And I'm like, what are they doing? And here to come find out, ask one of my buddies, like, yo, when I go downtown, I keep seeing people doing this. Like, what are they doing? He said, yo, they hacking. What's a hack? A hack is basically what Uber and Lyft does without the app. People drive around and they look for people in Baltimore. I don't know how they do it in other cities, but they look for Baltimore. In Baltimore, they look for people going like this. When they see people going like that, they say, okay, the driver drives over. Where you going? Okay, I'm going downtown. Okay, $5. They agree, get in, and they go. Same thing with Uber and Lyft. They do the same thing, except it's on a app. Brilliant, if you ask me. Next is, but the question was, how much is Uber worth? Okay, Uber was the fastest startup company to hit $50 billion. But I guess the reason I went into that story is that it's almost like Uber's just like printing money. Okay, because the driver for the most part is taking on a lot of the risks, but Uber is hooking the driver up with the passenger. So Uber is hooking the driver up with the money. So, but they're making a lot of money, billions of dollars, man. Like I said, it's almost as if they're printing money. Okay. Next is, where's Uber? Uber's everywhere, man. Uber's everywhere. I have people who get in my car from China, from India, from Russia, blah, blah, blah. The islands, man. France, all over Europe. Uber's everywhere. Because number one, they have the money to have lobbyists. Okay, that's how you get things done and approved in government, is having lobbyists. So they have the money to pay lobbyists to get Uber approved. So they're in, they're in most countries, like 65 countries or something like that. How does Uber make money? I think I spoke about this already, and I'm going fast because I got to get under 10 minutes for this video. How does Uber make money? Uber makes money by the driver goes out, they pick up somebody, there's an agreed price, and Uber gets 20% or 25%, or I may be off a little bit, but approximately 20%, or Uber gets 20% of what the fee was, okay? For that service. What are the benefits of Uber? People are trying to get, if you break it down to the lowest common denominator, people are trying to get from point A to point B. I know people like me, brown folk, black folk, African-American folk, African-American male folks, at some point in time, we had troubles getting cabs, okay? That's historically known. We've had troubles getting cabs. Well, because of Uber, we don't have no more trouble. Okay, so even if, and I don't be in bad neighborhoods, but if I was in a bad neighborhood, or if I was in a urban neighborhood, okay, I just call Lyft, okay, and they'll come and get me, where I'm not going to see any cabs. Okay, I'm trying to wrap this up real fast. Who is Uber's competition? Of course, Lyft. Okay, Lyft, cabs, trains, and buses. Those are the competition of Uber and Lyft. Who is against Uber? The taxis are against Uber, of course, because Uber has a better mousetrap, hands down. I don't know why people would take taxis unless they got to get somewhere that second and they see a taxi. But taxis in Philadelphia, the PPA, or the Philadelphia Parking Authority, they were against Uber for a while because they wasn't getting a cut of the money. Has the company generated controversy? Of course, when you're dealing with the general public, okay, there's drivers out there who may be a little crazy, okay? So you had the driver or passengers that are crazy also. So you had the guy, the taco executive that beat the guy up. You had that doctor who destroyed the guy's inside of his car. You had that Michigan driver who was killing people, okay? So it's the general public. But as a whole, I think Uber has become part of America's transportation infrastructure. And then last, how will Uber expand? Uber is expanding in all types of things, man. In their app, now they're a platform for a lot of different companies, but now they've expanded to Uber Eats. So Uber Eats has it where they deliver food. So people who don't have a delivery service, now Uber can bring you the food. Okay. So with the minute left, please comment, like, share this. Ride sharing is an awesome way to make a second income. So Uber and Lyft gives bonuses. Okay, they give bonuses for new drivers. If you go to www.lyftzone.com, you can sign up. www.lyftzone.com, you can sign up. You can get bonuses. Lyft in some places is giving $1,000 if you drive so many. Uber, sometimes $400, $500, $600 if you drive so many drives, okay? So go to my website. It says it gives you all of the information as far as what the requirements are, and sign up and look, get on the road, okay? I always say it's one of the best ways to make a second income. But if you treat this, if you go full time, treat it as a business, it's going to pay you like a business. If you treat it like a job, it's going to pay you like a job. It's your boy, Philly Nate, and I'm out. See you next week, baby. Get out of here. Get out of here.